Well, I'm joined on the phone now by Ray Smith. He is the CEO of Trycera Financial Incorporated. TRYF is their stock symbol. Ray, it's been a while since we spoke.
It has. Great to be here, Don, and looking forward to 2013.
I bet you are. Now, I think what we should do is probably start with what the company does, because I think it's been really August since we last had you on the program.
Absolutely. We help people with their credit and managing their money. We have two different programs, and we put in a package. We help people add positive trade lines to their credit, such as their rent and insurance and the utilities that they make every month. And then in addition to that, we help put their money in order. We focus on their outgo and match that up with their income so they know where they're at financially and they can always make their payments on time. And we help customers that get loans and qualified for different financing.
I've always thought that part of your business model was fascinating because people, of course, their credit's reported on their credit cards or their car payments, but it was never recorded whether they paid their cell phone bill on time or their cable TV bill on time. And you're able to get those things accounted for in their credit rating, correct?
That's right. They're considered credit invisible. They make those payments every month, but those items don't get reported to the bureaus, and we help add those positive trade lines to a consumer's credit report. With this economy the way it is, the banks aren't lending, and people have bad credit, and there's this gap that no one can cross because they can't access credit. And with our service, we're able to add positive credit, show lenders people's payment history, and then allow them to get loans.
Well, as I mentioned when we began, we haven't spoken to you since about August of last year. What's new with Trycera Financial since we spoke then?
Well, we started this year off with teaming up with a company called ListedBy.com, and everything is becoming an online community like Facebook and Twitter. And ListedBy.com is a firm that matches up investors with real estate sellers, and it's a real estate community. And they have tens of thousands of members searching over 690,000 properties, and it's a live bid. They can bid right there online. And the reason we've teamed up with them is because the people that are looking to buy properties, they have to qualify with their credit. And a lot of times there's challenges there, and then they are referred to Trycera, and we're able to guide the customer, the investor or the buyer, in the steps needed so that they can qualify for that home that they're trying to purchase or that property.
I remember once you told us a fascinating story about someone making, you encouraged them to make a $250 payment on one of their credit cards, and that was what took them from not being able to qualify to qualifying. Can you tell us that story again quickly?
You bet, absolutely. The limit on the card was $500, and they had a $300 balance. And the load balance was too great, and it affected their FICO score. And so we instructed them just to pay down their card by $200. So there was a $100 balance on a $500 card, which brought the load balance down, and it increased their FICO score. And just simple things like that was holding that customer, for instance, back from getting a couple $100,000 mortgage. So that's the education that we try to supply the consumer so that they can qualify.
Well, that's remarkable. $200 payment was holding them back on a $200,000 mortgage. Now, Ray, we're almost out of time, but what do you see for the company as we move forward into 2013?
We're marketing our services now. We're getting out into the real estate communities and to the auto dealers to help customers that are applying for credit and being turned down. And that's our main focus this year, and we want to help stimulate this economy.
Well, now, you mentioned the automotive business. I want to touch on that for a second because sometimes if you've got a credit situation, the interest rate you pay on that auto loan can go from as low as 3% to as much as 15 or 16%. I mean, that's a huge bite.
Absolutely, or as high as 20, 25%
wow.
in some instances. And it's all based upon that FICO score, and we have the tips to help maximize your credit and get the cheapest interest rate.
Once again, Trycera Financial, TRYF is their stock symbol. Ray, we look forward to having you back in the studio real soon, but thanks for the update.
Thank you, Don. It's always a pleasure.
Take care.